Every year, millions of people travel to Panama City Beach chasing a very specific fantasy, finding a quiet, untouched sand where they can actually hear the ocean. But the reality of modern coastal tourism looks much different. Thousands of guests often end up concentrated in the exact same spot, fighting for a few square feet of shoreline or crowding around a single, overstressed hotel pool. Achieving genuine relaxation at a mega resort scale doesn't happen by accident. It requires physical space engineered specifically to pull those overlapping crowds apart. Lake Town Wharf Resort is one of the largest properties on the Gulf Coast, and it solves this massive logistical friction through a unique dual landscape design. The property operates as a self-contained micro-community, balancing raw Gulf access with a highly controlled, constructed inland environment. To see how this architecture manages thousands of guests efficiently, we can track the resort's water features sequentially, moving from sea level all the way up to the 10th floor. This vertical stacking is deliberate. By varying the elevation and style of the water, the resort naturally segregates different demographics before they ever have to compete for space. The tour begins at elevation 0. Directly across the street from the resort lies the Gulf of Mexico. Through dedicated private access, guests can walk straight onto the white sand for a traditional, raw saltwater experience. This layer is geared toward active recreation. It hosts high-energy coastal services, ranging from paddleboarding and jet skiing to permitted evening beach bonfires. The ocean is the main attraction, but it is also a highly variable, uncontrolled environment. That unpredictability drives the need for the specialized, climate-controlled water zones sitting just inland. Moving inland, the ground level shifts to a high-activity family zone, featuring a zero-entry pool. Its gradual incline provides accessible entry for all generations and mobility levels. Adjacent splash and kiddie pools offer shallow containment zones for toddlers to safely burn off energy. Stepping away from the pool deck and onto the commercial dining boardwalk reveals an indoor ocean, a massive 750-gallon custom aquarium built by the production team from the show Tanked. The installation brings Gulf indigenous marine life directly into the commercial space, placing a vibrant aquatic focal point right where people gather to eat. The entire ground floor absorbs the resort's highest friction demographics. By giving loud, active children and hungry families their own dedicated ecosystem, the resort keeps them out of the designated relaxation zones. Moving further inward brings us to the geographic core of the property, a 5-acre freshwater lake ringed by a 52,000-square-foot boardwalk. Floating near the center of this lake is the island pool. Accessible only by pedestrian bridges, its isolated position creates a secluded social hub shielded from the main residential towers. At 8 o'clock every night, the lake transforms. High-pressure jets erupt into a choreographed dancing fountain and light show synchronized to music. The lake operates as a structural anchor. It actively pulls evening foot traffic out of the residential towers and away from the swimming pools to regulate the overall flow of guests. The final topographical layer sits far above the noisy ground level, the 10th floor rooftop pool. Offering panoramic views of the Gulf, this elevated deck functions as a serene, isolated escape specifically zoned for adults and couples. By elevating this adult zone 10 stories into the air, the architecture creates physical and psychological distance from the high-energy family areas below. When we zoom out and observe the entire aquatic ecosystem operating at once, the true scale of the design becomes clear. Lake Town Wharf works through the strategic segregation of its water types. The resort engineers exactly where different demographics will spend their time based on the specific amenities provided at each elevation. This precise zoning naturally disperses thousands of people. Families, teenagers, and couples follow entirely different vacation agendas without ever competing for the same environment. The resort proves that a coastal getaway depends on specialized aquatic engineering, providing exactly the right kind of water for every moment of the day.